August 19th, 2022. On the road in New Mexico visits the Albuquerque Open Spaces. Albuquerque is the largest city in New Mexico. Although it seems to have a reputation for crime, it also has a lot of city parks and recreational areas that makes one wonder why you see so few people walking in the great city open spaces on most days of the week, most times of the day. While there are open spaces around the city, the ones most frequently used by On the Road in New Mexico are those on the east side of the city, east of Tramway Boulevard. If you follow Copper, or Indian School, or Candelaria, or even Montgomery, all the way to the Sandia Mountains from Tramway, you will run into the Albuquerque Open Spaces, operated and overseen by the Albuquerque city government. Further to the east, you run into the Cibola National Forest and our federal government Cookie Monster. The open spaces are mostly for hikers, but you can bicycle there, and even horses are allowed on some of the trails. There are no motor vehicles allowed. At the open space at the end of Copper, where we are hiking this morning, there are no picnic tables, no water, and no porta potties. When you go for a hike in this area, there are easy, medium, and hard trails to suit your body and spirit, but it's most pleasant on hot summer days to walk early in the morning or closer to darkness. Occasionally you will see a deer or two, hear a coyote, see a bird land on a juniper tree branch, or encounter a rattlesnake as eager to get away from you as you are to get away from it. The dogs you see on the trails are mostly on leashes, and people usually clean up their dog messes. Listen up for bicycle riders who seem to jet past you pretty quick on the narrow trails. The landscape here is all cactus and wild grass, pinon and juniper trees. There are signs that show you ways to go if you need help, but most of the areas are open and natural, except for an occasional city well, some telephone lines, and barbed wire put up by early settlers to keep their livestock from getting in people's backyards. Today we hike through neighborhoods to get to the south end of the open space. The residential areas are mostly sleepy affairs and put up with hikers. Along the way, On the Road in New Mexico admires the natural open spaces, the rock formations, and the lookout where the three of us usually stop to talk and look at the city where we live. The conversation today is about alien landings in Roswell, the overreach of the FBI, the armed and dangerous IRS coming to get ordinary citizens, and the fall of the Roman Empire. Beyond that, it's a great day for hiking, and one never wants to let politics get in the way of a good hike. On the way home, we pass cars in the north parking lot of the Copper Open Spaces. The cars here park along the street both sides and are especially packed on the weekends. On the way home, we laugh about the telephone pole in the middle of the sidewalk and get a picture of the marquee that tells us this is the Supper Rock neighborhood. When we get home, it is burrito time for Alex and John and Scott. It is the conclusion of a twice-a-week hiking habit that is not going to do any of us three wrong. Whether you live in Albuquerque or are visiting, the Albuquerque Open Spaces on the east side of the city are a good place to get outdoors and enjoy nature. Much of our planet is still relatively accessible and waiting to be discovered. There are times we wish the Romans had had a YouTube channel so we could see On the Road in Rome and see how it was back then. Even though On the Road in New Mexico avoids drama as much as we can, hiking in the foothills like this morning is drama that we like. Get out and try the trails. We will be looking for you.